We ready? Yes, please. This one, right?
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Good morning, Charm TV, and good morning to everyone who's in the room. The January 16th, 2025 proceedings of the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City will now begin. Please take this opportunity to turn off or mute all electronic devices. Don't be that person whose phone goes off in the middle of the hearing. The board is now in session. One preliminary matter, the following case on today's docket has been postponed. It's case number 11, Jade Aaron McCardle, sole proprietorship, trade name pending, 1121 through 23 Hull Street, Class D beer and light wine license application to transfer ownership and requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. First case, Jose N. Portillo and Maria Rita Zavala, Villa Corda, Pupuseria Mamatana LLC, trading as Pupuseria Mamatana, 4707 Eastern Avenue, Class D beer and light wine license, request for a hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-2202. Please come forward.
Morning. For the record, Melvin J. Konecki. I'm glad you said that. You did that very well.
Thank you, sir.
I wouldn't have said all that. This is a request for a hardship approved by the board. They've got approval from the church group there. They're still working on some other things they need, so they'll need 90 days to make a license.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Konecki, on the basis of your letter requested December 19, 2024, and your proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this license.
Yes, based on materials and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on your December 19th letter, your proffer made today, I vote to approve this 90-day hardship extension for this Class D beer, wine, and light wine license.
No exhibits for the record.
Luke R. Lardo, Doppio Pastisseria LLC, trading as Doppio Pastisseria, 300 West 29th Street. Application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article, Section 12-1603, C1, 2 little I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Mr.
Your
Fogelman.
Honor. Good to see you, Commissioner. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Luke Ilardo.
You want to tell us about this?
I certainly do. Mr. Ilardo is standing next to me. This is a restaurant that previously had, I believe, been in our house, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let me do the talking because I don't actually see our court reporter.
Yeah, so in the absence of the reporter, who was swearing witnesses?
I think.
Yeah, so
But
if it's
let's
necessary.
swear him in just for
Okay, thanks.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm that the statements made today are the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you. This is Luke Ilardo, applicant.
Morning.
Sure. He has extensive restaurant management experience. He has, again, run Doppio Pasticceria at Rudder Street from April 22nd, April 2022 on. This is their own place. They're excited about it. He's worked at in organic farms and all different employments over the years, and prior to the 10-year look-back period, he has other hospitality experience. He's been endorsed by the Greater Remington Improvement Association for the creation of this license. Do you have a copy of the letter from
Yes.
Rhea? Great, in your packet.
Ms. Floyd also sent us her email train.
Miss
Joan
Yes, yes, it's been a while. So, in any event, I did not see in the digital file and the digital notice for this hearing the capital improvement paperwork that I believe I submitted. Maybe that, for privacy reasons, is not included in that, but I have documentation to show a minimum $274,000 build-out for this project, if you do not already have it.
Do we have it, Ms. Russell?
We do.
You do, okay. And it's itemized showing $274,808.83. It is between Wilhelm Commercial Builders and Mr. Alardo.
Yes, we have that.
Okay, great.
It's part of the record. Do we have a
and-
seating capacity issue?
85.
Okay.
And as he did at at our house, he has no issues or no concerns that he will have less than 51% food sales. And I think a menu was also submitted. When I looked at it online today, maybe my printer was low on toner at the time, but it was really faint on the digital printout. So I have cleaner copies if you'd like to see them.
You may submit them.
Thank you.
It is fairly faint.
Yeah.
Thank you. They'll be received.
Thank you.
How far from our house is it? It's on 29th Street, right?
It is directly across the street.
Oh, really?
Former Parts and Labor.
No, it was previously a Pizza Boli's for years. Changed over to a retail store, Hoops Brothers.
Okay.
And he'll have his employees alcohol management trained, no live entertainment requests. The neighborhood seems to be very excited about him having his own full restaurant.
Okay. How many people do you think you'll employ?
Currently, it's 18. I imagine we'll grow to about 20.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Anything further, Mr. Fogelman?
No, thank you. I believe there's a public need and desire for this request.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, we have a letter of support from Councilwoman Ramos.
Wonderful.
I don't know if you have a copy of that.
I don't
if
think
you
so.
want-
You want to make that part of the record?
Yes.
Thank you. No objection.
Okay. Thank you. Then, on the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the exhibits received in evidence this morning, and testimony received, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, restaurant license, with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials, testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, the exhibits that were entered today, the testimony given also today, I vote to approve this new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Commissioners.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to pose this for the record. Board Exhibit 1, letter of support from GRIA dated 1/13/2025. 2, email from Joan Floyd. 3, capital investment. 4, menu. 5, letter of support from Councilman Ramos dated 1/16/25.
Thank you. Good luck, sir. Mr. Alardo.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bimal Mala and Uttam B. Kunwar, Triple B Broadway LLC, trade name pending, 801 South Broadway, application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of alcoholic beverages and cannabis articles, Section 12-903, C2, at 2 little I, requiring $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting outdoor table service and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Steve Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Bimal. All right, come on up, guys. Mr. Mala is here, and Mr. Utwar, who is the city resident, is also present.
Can we swear Mr. Mala?
Do you swear and affirm that the statements made today are the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Can you please spell your name for the record?
B-I-M-A-L, M-A-L-A, Bimal Mala.
Thank you.
And he's the applicant on the, primary applicant on the license. Mr. Mala has restaurant experience, Indian cuisine at 3105 St. Paul Street. He's owned that restaurant. I don't believe they have a liquor license there. This is the old Jimmy's. This is the diner. This is kind of a big part of Fells Point that made the charm. I mean, any diner that, you know, has Channel 13 out there, what was it Mondays? Yeah, I think every Monday morning they would broadcast from there. Great family. They're hoping to fill those shoes. I do have hot off the presses, before I go into any more detail, a memorandum of understanding signed this morning between Fells Point Residents Association and the applicant, Mr. Mala. I unfortunately only have 3 copies, and I want to get one back so I could scan it.
Let's just make one part of the record.
Send it to the president of FICRA, since it had not been signed by the applicant when I left her place this morning. So Fells Point has had some issues over the summer. The neighbors are always concerned about loitering. They want customers inside the restaurants, customers inside the bars drinking. What they don't want is people out front drinking, bringing their own beverages into the neighborhood and hanging out in the square and hanging out by the pier. So in that regard, you'll notice from the MOU, the Community Association is prepared to allow the restaurant to attempt to stay open from the full legal hours, 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. However, after midnight, they will have, should they remain open after midnight, they will have licensed security at the facility or outside of the premises. Additionally, and this is something that I think really makes a lot of sense because these residents live there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they don't want takeout after midnight because they think that, carry out food can encourage somebody to sit on a park bench and hang out. So there will be delivery allowed by the restaurant after midnight. There will be indoor dining allowed after midnight with this security that's been promised by the applicant, but no takeout after midnight.
And will the terms of the MOU be a part of the license?
Absolutely. Thank you.
So-
Additionally, I have, and I don't know if these got submitted, I didn't go through the digital preview, but I want to submit some menus at this time.
I think there's something in here.
Do you
but-
have them? Okay,
Yes.
great. And I'll be happy to.
Do we have something on the investment and the seating?
Yes, I thought I had submitted a
I see a, do
Jonathan Melnick auctioneer. Let me see if I've
we
got
have
it.
that, Ms. Russell?
If not, I will, I have it on my phone. I will submit it to the board today. But it was over $600,000, I believe. And one thing that's good is I used to not turn that material over until the hearing, but I think it's now a requirement to turn that in when you apply for a new B. And so I'm trying to follow that. But for whatever reason, I don't see a hard copy.
What
in
about
my
the seating
file.
capacity?
Yeah, the seating capacity, we have a seating diagram showing that they have 77 seats for customers. A B was previously approved at this location, but it expired. So it's got the same setup. In fact, my clients are actually expanding the seating and by using a room upstairs.
Thank you.
So there's more seats than Jimmy Philippidis and his family.
Okay, so we have the Melnick thing showing 827,000
There-
plus. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further?
No, thank you very much.
They're going to be alcohol certified? All the
Absolutely.
people carry?
Again, after what I said about Fells Point, yeah, they're going to be very adept and demanding ID,
And how many employees?
8 to 10, and perhaps more. The neighborhood is so excited about getting a breakfast place back. They've got a lot of places you can buy a beer in Fells Point, but not a lot of places where you can buy a reasonable breakfast. And so that number may grow. If they are going to be open 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., I think they're going to need more than 8 to 10. So.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fogelman. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, on the basis of the memorandum of understanding with the Fells Point Residents Association, the terms of which will be made a part of the license if approved by the board to the extent they're enforceable by law. On the basis of your proffer and testimony received and the exhibits received, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service and delivery of alcoholic beverages, again, subject to the terms of the MOU.
Yes, based on materials and testimony from the attorney, an MOU with the Fells Point Residents Association, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and a request for outdoor table service and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on application materials, proffer made by council, the exhibits that were given today, and any testimony given today, I also vote to approve this new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with the delivery of alcoholic beverages and outdoor table services, subject to the terms of the MOU with Fells Point Residents Association.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to exhibit for the record, Board Exhibit 1, MOU between Fells Point Resident Association and the applicant.
Mr. Mala, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pamela R. Hayner, HM Management Latrobe LLC, trade name pending, 909 North Charles Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license, amended application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Mr. Fogel,
Yes, good
welcome
morning, Your
again.
Honor. Commissioners, again, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant Pamela Hayner. Ms. Hayner is, well, this is first of all for the Ulysses Hotel Bar. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's, you have. It's like leaving town. It's like being somewhere else. You walk out and you're still back in Baltimore, but a beautiful place. This is just a transfer. They had finished a transfer and then realized the city resident, as they were finishing the transfer, decided that they did not want to be a part of the license. So that's why we're back here. Ms. Hayner is both operator and city resident.
Was she the original applicant as well?
She was not I don't believe she was the original applicant, no. So,
Okay.
but she's coming on to manage. She has done what, quite frankly, in the hospitality industry is 100 years, and then 14 years at W.C. Harlan as the general manager. And she's excited about this opportunity. She will have everyone alcohol management certified. Like I say, this is a transfer, 80 seats, and they'll continue to hit the food and alcohol ratios. All employees will be alcohol management trained.
How long has the bar been open now?
About a year.
Oh, can you raise your right hand, please?
Do you swear and affirm that the statements made today are the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you.
probably 2 years, about 2 years.
Okay. And it's transferred after, the original people had it how long?
Only, I mean, Hotel Ulysses, and again, Ms. Hayner may know more on the history of the hotel. I'm a waterfront rat, and this is up in fancy Mount Vernon.
The bars, so there are 2 bars at the hotel. But I believe that the main bar in the hotel has been open for about 2 years at this point.
And Hotel Ulysses has only been around for,
Yes.
About 3 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 3 years.
Okay.
and what's the bar in the basement?
Coral Wig, and
Coral Wig,
we
yeah.
are about, we are a year and a half, yeah.
No relation, other than they're in the same building.
Okay. So you're doing that bar, not the main one?
No, she was working at W.C. Harlan on West 23rd Street all these years.
No, I'm saying, this application is for the main bar?
Yes,
Okay.
at Hotel Ulysses.
Okay. Questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. All right, on the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application, the proffer from council and testimony received, I vote to approve this application for a transfer of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material, letter from the attorney, and testimony, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership.
Based on the amended application materials, the proffer made by council, the testimony given today, I also vote to approve this transfer of ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
And good luck. Ms.
Thank you.
Hayner.
Thank you.
Mangafula Minadikis and Antonios Dimitrios Minadikis, Macon Opco LLC, trade name pending, 422 through 26 South Macon Street, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, amended application to transfer ownership from a secured creditor. Please come forward.
Good morning, Your Honor. Commissioners, Craig Schwartz on behalf of the applicants. With me today is Mangafula Minadakis and Antonios Minadakis.
Do you anticipate testimony from them?
I do not.
Okay. Do you want to proffer then? This
Yes,
is-
before the board, by way of proffer, is an amendment to an application that was previously approved by the board for transfer of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license from JM and RM LLC, which was a secured creditor, to Macon Opco LLC, which is a newly formed LLC formed by the applicants for the purpose of owning the assets and operating the facility only on a minimum basis to make the necessary sales to keep the license alive while they look for a suitable purchaser that can be identified. And the approval was granted. The nature of the amendment to the application is twofold. It adds Mr. Minadakis as an applicant, and it also changes the ownership interest of the LLC, whereas Mangafula was the 100% member, and now she is 49%, and Antonios is 51%. Everything else remains the same. The applicants have confirmed that the information for Mangafula remains true and accurate today as it did previously. Mr. Minadakis has verified that his information is true and accurate. Ms. Minadakis continues to be a Baltimore City resident, and she will be actively involved in the minimal sales that
Is it operating?
only by minimal sales, just to keep the license active while they search for a suitable permanent operator.
Okay.
But yes, it is.
Because
to
this
that
license was
extent.
revoked at one point, wasn't it?
Not that I'm aware of.
I thought I saw in the history where, I mean, not from them.
Oh, the
A
previous owner, that the secured creditor took the assets back from, yes, that was a problem operator. And we're being careful to locate an operator that is going to be suitable for the community. For purposes of this transfer, it was previously approved by the board, and you do have letters in the file for that purpose, I believe. And, yeah, you have letters of support in there from Ian Wolf from Greektown Neighborhood Association and Christopher Lukovich from the O'Donnell Square Homeowners Association from the previous approval. So with the benefit of this amendment and the proffer that's been made, I would submit that the applicants are fit to hold the license under the amended application, and there continues to be a public need and desire for the transfer, and there will not be any negative impact on the community, and I would respectfully ask the board to approve the amended application.
Commissioners?
No.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Ms. Schwartz, on the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application, the proffer from council, and the record that we have before us, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials, letter from the attorney, and testimony, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership.
Based on the amended application materials and the proffer made by council, I also vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license from the secured creditor.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kunit Ozturk, 1203 Royal LLC, trade name pending. 1203 West Mount Royal Avenue, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Steve Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Juniette Ozturk. I am here joined by special company in Marianne Campanella and Mr. Ozturk, but it's the wrong Mr. Ozturk. Juniette Ozturk is already a licensee in Little Italy at Angeli's Pizza. He, I don't remember when we filed this, but he had to travel to Spain for post-surgery follow-up medical appointment, and that is where he is today. So we can either, I have an email from him authorizing his brother, who's going to serve as manager over at West North Mount Royal,
right, why
to
don't you
proceed
submit
today.
that?
Yeah, and I apologize for this. I just found out about this yesterday. But we're happy to tell you that Mr. Ozturk is an upstanding businessman, doesn't have any problems at the restaurant on Eastern Avenue, or actually, what is that, 413 South High Street, yeah. And this used to be Doobie Han Coffee Shop, I believe, and I had a client who transferred it and found that the business wasn't as active as he wanted, and the Ozturks saw an opportunity there as far as making their imprint uptown, and so they are excited about the space at West Mount Royal. This is a transfer. There's well over 75 seats. There's 83 seats still. It's a B license. They'll continue to serve majority food, Italian food. We also have, I don't know if any of you saw the viral videos of this gentleman who comes into town and rates pizza. But Miss Marianne Campanella, she stole the show. She's out there. I think they got several million views already, and she is Hollywood style. So we're honored to have her here today. She's here to support this transfer and to support the family. They're going to have everybody alcohol management trained, and they're excited to be neighbors up in Mount Royal.
Okay, this place has no history of violations, so.
None at all. And I'm not sure if there is the same requirement. There's a new requirement the legislature enacted saying that if you're going to hold more than one, forever, the law was if you're going to hold more than one B, your future Bs have to have 125 seats and 65% food sales. I don't know in a transfer situation that is required, but I'm prepared to at least introduce evidence that should that be a requirement, that in fact they exceed it. And we've done this a few times here at hearings.
Go ahead.
So first of all, we look to see if there's any history of violations at 413 South High Street, which there is not, as far as I can tell. The second thing to prove that you're a good business person is that your company, your other company, is in good standing. So I have here an SDOT printout from this morning showing the 413 South High LLC is in good standing. So should that be a legal requirement, which I'm not sure it is for a transfer, we would meet that burden. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Anything further, Mr. Fogelman?
No, thank you very much.
All right, on the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from counsel, any testimony received and the documents submitted, as well as the email from the applicant himself, who authorized his brother to stand in for him today, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on material testimony from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and also the request for off-premise catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, the proffer made by counsel, any testimony given in the exhibit that was introduced today, I also vote to approve this application transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with the continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
Life exhibit for the record, letter of authorization for testimony of applicant, from
All right,
applicant.
thank you. Good luck, sir.
Good luck.
Hope your brother's well. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Oh, here.
Joanne Huey, Jed Jenny, and Caitlin O'Connor, Wells Enterprises, Inc., trading as The Wine Source, 3601 Elm Avenue. Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer ownership, requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good morning, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg, Martin Greenberg.
Good
On
morning.
behalf of the applicants, one more to pass over.
It's here.
Thank you.
I have with me the individual licensee applicants here, Mr. Jenny, Ms. Huey, and Ms. O'Connor. With your permission, I'd like to proceed by way of a proffer, but we're all here and able to answer any questions that the board may have.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Just by way of background, this is a transfer of ownership for the Wine Source in Hamden. It's sort of an upstream transfer. The entity is staying the same, Wells Enterprises, Inc. I actually represented the prior owner of Wells Enterprises, David Wells, when he got this BB7 license that we're transferring today. excuse me, back in 2009. And so, yeah, the Wine Source is, as I'm sure you know, a well-regarded upscale beer, wine, and liquor and cheese shop in Hamden. They do very well. They have a great following. And it was operated by Mr. Wells for many years. And he announced, I think it was either late in 2023 or early 2024, that he was getting ready to retire. And so, we tried to line things up so that there would be a smooth transition to a new operator. And as part of that, it was originally contemplated that this would be just like a straight transfer, an asset purchase by a new entity. And so we went through a process in the city council to obtain approval for the conditional use of the property and the conversion of the BD7 license to an A7 license, because if we were going to transfer it to a new entity, the zoning code has changed since he was originally established there, and we'd have to go through a few additional permitting hoops. At that time, he had not yet selected an operator, and as the process unfolded, it turned out that a group of employees at the Wine Source expressed an interest in acquiring the business and taking it over and turning it into an employee cooperative. And ultimately, they were successful in negotiating a deal with Mr. Wells, and the deal closed at the end of last year. The employees now own the Wine Source, and they did it by way of a stock sale rather than an asset purchase. So they purchased the stock interests in Wells Enterprises, Inc., and so from a permitting perspective, that actually makes the transfer really easy because everything stays in that name. We don't need a new trader's license or sales and use tax license or use and occupancy permit, because all of those things are already in the correct entity. But because the ownership of that entity is changing and the individual licensees are changing, that's what brings us here today with our new individual licensees. Now, the new licensees are all owners and employees or workers at the Wine Source. They've all been there for many, many years. They're very familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board. The staff is already tip certified. They have a policy of carding folks who appear to be under 30. They're proposing to retain the same operations that the Wine Source has used for years. They'll have the same hours of operation. I think they operate 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. most days. I think they close a little earlier on Sundays. And they have a small tasting area, which they're proposing to continue and perhaps expand a little bit. But it's, again, the individual licensees are already involved in the operation and have been for many years, and there is no plan to change anything from, the outside appearance of the operation. So we're certainly happy to answer any questions that you might have, and with that, I would respectfully request that the board approve the transfer.
Got any additional parking?
There is plans to create a small parking lot across the street. I'm not sure.
There is a parking lot across the street, isn't there? But it's not.
It's an additional one. There's a couple of little houses that are going to be demolished.
The biggest problem in Hampton, right? You can't park anywhere.
Right.
Okay, commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Your exhibits will be received.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hecker. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the extensive proffer from council, the documents received, as well as a letter of support from Councilwoman Ramos, I vote to approve the application transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on material and testimony provided today, and the letter from Councilwoman Ramos, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, documents received today, and a letter of support, I also vote to approve this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, the application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I call the exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Business Plan 2, letter of support from Councilwoman Ramos dated 1/16/25.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
to you.
Thank you.
Kieran Lahman, Good to Great LLC, trade name pending, 1157 Hobart Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Chairman, Commissioners, Abraham Hurd on behalf of the applicant, Good to Great Limited Liability Company. With me is the licensee, the sole licensee for this matter, if I may proffer.
Please.
Yes.
My client has over 20 years of experience. One of the managers he's looking to hire, or I guess is basically ready to come on board, has 15 years of experience. This is an in-location BD7 tavern. They plan to open in the afternoon, I don't anticipate they're going to be open until 2 a.m. I did discuss the hours with them. This isn't a late-night location. They anticipate most nights they'll be closed up by midnight. On the occasion that there's a Monday night football game or something that goes late, or some sort of special event, they may go a little later, but we've discussed that 2 a.m. is when people have to be out the door, drinks off the table, everything's closed up. Everyone at the premises who serves alcohol or handles alcohol will be TAMS or Alcohol Awareness Certified. Again, he's an experienced operator. We anticipate this being a straightforward operation and shouldn't have any problems. More than likely never be back before you, unfortunately.
Where is Hubbard Street?
South Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Locust Point.
Is that, oh, okay. That's why we have Commissioner Reisinger here, to keep it straight. Okay, do you have questions, gentlemen?
No question.
No question.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, with proper from council, and any testimony received, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials, testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Based on application materials and the proffer made by council, I also vote to approve this transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, Commissioners. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. Good luck, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
I apologize in advance before I say this name. Zafaroila Ippolitis, Biba Industries LLC, trading as Tony's Place, 4215 East Monument Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, and Class AE adult entertainment license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment. Please come forward.
That was very good. I'm impressed.
Was I close?
Very close.
All right.
Good.
Good morning again, Your Honor, Commissioners. For the record, Craig Schwartz on behalf of the applicant, Zafarula Zippolidis. Mrs. Zippolidis does not speak English very well, and for that reason, with her today is her son, Yanni Zippolidis, so that he can assist to the extent necessary. But if I may proceed by way of proffer.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Before the board is an application to transfer the LBD7 beer, wine, and liquor license and an adult entertainment license from GNX Inc. to Biba Industries LLC. This is for the premises located at 4215 East Monument Street, which is the location of Tony's Place that has been there for 50 years. Unfortunately, Antonios Zippolidis passed in April of 2023, and Ms. Zippolidis, as the surviving spouse, has been holding the license for a period of 18 months while trying to find a buyer. The business is the only asset of significance that was left to Ms. Zippolidis. What we've done now is we've formed an entity, Biba Enterprises LLC. She is the 100% member of that entity, and she would like to transfer the license to the entity so that she can make minimum sales for the purpose of keeping the license alive while they continue to search for a purchaser of the business that's a suitable buyer for the community. Ms. Zippolidis is the 100% member of the LLC, and she is the authorized person under the operating agreement. She's verified that the information in the application is true and accurate. She is a Baltimore City resident. She actually had worked with her husband for years in the operation of the business, so she's familiar with it and will continue to be actively involved, although, as I said, it's just for the purpose of making minimum sales. The business will not be open between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. She does not have an interest in any other liquor license. She has received a copy of the rules and regulations, and she's gone over that with her son, and she will become alcohol awareness certified, and he's going to be there when she is trained to make sure that there's no problem with her understanding any of the rules and regulations that she needs to be responsible for. Having shown that she is fit as an applicant to hold the license, and given that the business has existed for the past 50 years, there is a public need and desire for continuance, and there will not be any negative impact on the general health, safety, and welfare of the community. And with the benefit of that proffer, I would ask the board respectfully to approve the application to transfer the license.
Commissioners?
No questions.
Questions?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, your proffer and explanation of the circumstances presently existing, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license and Class AE adult entertainment license with continued live entertainment.
Yes, based on materials testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment.
Based on the application materials and proper made by council, also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license and the Class AE adult entertainment license with the continuation of live entertainment.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
John W. Renner Jr., Nambar LLC, trade name pending, 10 through 30 West North Avenue. Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment. Please come forward.
Good morning, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of applicant John Renner, who's
Morning.
here to my right. This is not an amended application. This is a case where, and this is what every lawyer does on his file, it's 10/21/24. That's when this transfer expired. So this is not an amended application. It's a second application. Luckily, the license didn't expire because the business has been operational throughout. They're known as the Club Car. Finally, before that, the wind-up space, capacity of 140, live entertainment, very popular North Avenue spot. And Mr. Renner owns the building. Mr. Renner wants to have more control over the business. Everyone is alcohol management certified. I don't think there's been a single 311 complaint about Club Car. And he looks forward to, the good news is to finishing the transfer in record time this time. We've got a use and occupancy permit already. There were some delays with inspections and repairs, but they are ready to finish the job here. So, thank you.
Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fogelman. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application and your proffer, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment.
Yes, based on materials testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment.
Based on the application materials and proper made by council, also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with the continuation of live entertainment.
Thank you
Ms.
all.
Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Mr. Fogelman, why do I see you on TV every time I turn it on lately?
Somebody said that the other day. I said, I don't know, maybe I got 15 minutes of fame. I only have 2 minutes left, so I'm really
that-
going to be
Are you
very
addressing-
stingy about it because I might expire after
Are you
that.
addressing an issue that's before us?
What's that?
Are you addressing an issue that's before us in that?
Yes, but I didn't represent anybody in that.
Oh, okay.
I'm the guy with the maps in the office, so
Oh,
they
okay.
came out for me to point things out to them, so thank you.
Well, I hope it leads to a better career.
Well, I got a face for radio, so hopefully somebody will come with a microphone instead of a camera next time. Thank you.
Roberto Arc, Bullpen Bar LLC, trading as Bullpen Sports Bar and Grill, 508 Washington Boulevard, Class D beer and light wine license. Amended application to transfer ownership requesting outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Roberto Arce. This is an amended application. The board approved him last year. They were hoping to open during the Orioles season, which didn't happen, which was a real tragedy for a business across the street from Camden Yards. It's a beer and wine license only, known as the Bullpen, and it's been going for years without issue. These are old buildings. The fire code changes every year, and they had to spend over $100,000 on sprinklers to be able to get a use and occupancy issued. They've done the repairs. They're, again, like the last one there, they could have this transfer wrapped up in 2 weeks, which is ideal because that's when pitchers and catchers report. So they are pretty excited to hit this 2025 season as their inaugural season.
So is there a problem with their outdoor license extension for some time, or?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that. But yeah, they can't believe it's taken so long to get all this work done. But these buildings are old, and that building had been there under the same ownership, as far as I know, for decades. And when you get into a place, it's a pig and a poke in some of those places, older buildings. So.
And the reason for the amendment was?
There was a new, I believe it was a new corporate entity.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No question.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application and the proffer from council, I vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership of this Class D beer and light wine license with outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials, letter from the attorney, and testimony, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership and a request for outdoor table service.
Based on the amended application and the proffer made by council, I also vote to approve this amended application, transfer ownership of this Class D beer and light wine license with outdoor table service.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, and thank you. Your docket management is outrageously efficient. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Okay, thank you.
Harpreet Singh, Gotra Liquors, Inc., trading as Kitty's Lounge, 3208 Greenmount Avenue, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license, application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Good morning.
Your Honor, Commissioners, my name is Jay Yu, representing the applicant, Mr. Harpreet Singh. Here today is Mr. Harpreet Singh, who may testify, and also, I believe, Ms. Diane
Emerson from Waverly
from
Main
the
Street.
community.
Would you both raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear and affirm that the statements made today are the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can you please spell your name for the record, ma'am?
Harpreet Singh.
Ma'am, can you step up to the mic and spell your name for the record, please?
Diana Emerson, Diana, Emerson, Emerson.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead,
Thank you,
please.
As to the qualification for Mr. Singh, I'll briefly proffer. Mr. Singh is a city resident, and he has clean record, and he has been certified in alcohol awareness training. He has been working and managing at this particular location since March 2024, so he does have a training as to the alcoholic beverage business. He's a person of good moral character, and he has been in contact with the community to come to a resolution to resolve the needs of the community, and Ms. Diane is here today as well. I think the intention of the community and Mr. Singh is to draft a MOU, which will be later signed. So once the MOU gets drafted, I'll review it and have the party sign it, and it will be submitted to the board.
And which community organization is it?
Waverly Main Street.
Councilwoman, I see you're here. Do you want to testify?
I apologize for being late. Yes, I would like to.
Do you mind raising your right hand, please?
Do you swear and affirm that the statements made today are the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead. Did you want to add something?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and committee members. I'm Odette Ramos. I'm the councilwoman who represents this area. And I just would like to say that this is, the Greenmount corridor is something that is very important to my district. It's right in the middle. We have been working diligently, on, as I'm sure Ms. Emerson testified, to make sure that building off of the legacies of, Pete's Grill and Melba's and the Waverly Market, that we definitely have a lot more businesses coming in. We're very excited about the momentum of the corridor. I want to make sure that, because we've had a lot of trouble with kitties. I just got literally 10 minutes ago, from the police department, 165 calls for service at that address in 2024. Okay? That's unreasonable. And so what we're asking you here, and I'm glad that there has been an MOU negotiated, we need the liquor board's help in making sure that the new ownership is actually going to deal with this, because we have had such challenges on the 3200 block of Greenmount Avenue because of Kitty's. We had to remove the bus bench so that that ended up not being a place where people were loitering. We ended up having a full court press from all the police, all the sheriff, all the Muncie resources to work through some of the trafficking of, our neighborhood pharmacists there. And so we want to make sure that any agreement also includes making sure that there is security, making sure that there is, the loitering is completely gone, that the trash is removed, both front and back. Because if Kitty's is going to stay there, they need to be a part of the vision of what we want for that area. And so the neighbors and I, we had tasked Diana to negotiate, and I believe that she's done what she can, but we need to make sure that everything in that MOU gets taken care of, but at the same time, that we are, holding Kitty's accountable, because 162, 64, whatever I said, and I can share with you the email so you have it for the record, from the police department, calls because of activity at Kitty's is totally unreasonable for the community.
So what's the status of the MOU? Why isn't it executed?
So we just completed the MOU yesterday, which includes a lot of the bullet points that the councilwoman referenced, which was including a new dumpster. The previous dumpster was old and beat up, so people would dump. We had a ton of illegal dumping and 311 calls there, so they've agreed to replace that dumpster and include a lock. It also included security cameras that were connected to BPD so that when incidents occurred, BPD had that footage and that access. It also included no loitering signs on the inside of the business, and working again in partnership with BPD. It included cleaning not only the front of the business on a regular basis, but also the back, which is where we get a good chunk of our loitering. And also just being a good community steward. They also referenced to me earlier that they have armed security inside, which is super helpful, as we do get a lot of loitering as they come in to purchase a lot of the small miniature alcohol bottles. Then people stay, and that's something we're trying to actively eliminate from the corridor, because that is a huge sticking point.
So, Mr. Singh, are you in agreement with them with the MOU terms?
Yes, most of the things they ask me are in place. The only thing is a dumpster, which has been ordered and coming in next 2 weeks.
Okay. So you're going to sign the agreement?
Yes.
And can that be done within the next 48 hours or so?
Yes.
Okay. And you're on board, Ms. Ramos, if that gets accomplished?
I will absolutely make sure that if everybody's in agreement and the neighborhoods are okay with the MOU, I'll be fine with it, but certainly we will be monitoring very strictly from our end.
And Mr. Singh, you're willing to have the terms be part of your license, so that if you violate them, you can be called back in here? Do you understand that?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Do the commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Mr. Yu, do you have anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and the testimony received, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license, subject to the terms of a memorandum of understanding with the Waverly Main Street Association, to the extent that those are enforceable by law, and I'm going to require as a contingent part of my approval that MOU be executed and enforced within 48 hours. Okay?
Yes, based on material testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership subject to the MOU with the license.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, the testimony given today, and any exhibits given today, I also vote to approve this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license application to transfer that, subject to the MOU that's pending, to the extent that it's enforceable by law, but also agree with the chairman that it must be done in 48 hours.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, good luck with us. I've actually been to Kitty's, so.
You have been?
Yes.
You're more than welcome in the next few.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
There being no further business before this board, the board is in recess until Thursday, January 30th, 2025, at 10:30 a.m. We are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in a couple weeks.